So we're going to move on to, as we just referenced a moment ago, something really quite different in the genre, which is refreshing, which is a Canadian film called Pontypool.
Yes. Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. Wait, no, not Sheriff. Shock DJ, that's it. Grant Tamazzi, Stephen McHattie, finds himself in for a traumatic day at the radio station when all hell breaks loose in the small Canadian backwater town as he reports on what sounds awfully like a zombie outbreak. How he and his production staff of technical assistant Laurel Ann and station manager Sydney, Georgina Riley and Lisa Howe, respectively, deal with this is the heart of the most effective parts of this film, which is a masterclass in reaction shots from McCarthy and Hoole, making this a tense, gripping film even when there's little to none of the action you'd normally expect from the genre seen on screen. It has some novel twist in terms of what's causing the outbreak, although arguably something that stands up to even less scrutiny than the rationale behind zombie outbreaks normally does. But it's a very minor niggle, and in a genre that seemed very much to have played all of its cards by this point, this was a very refreshing take that deserves to be seen, even if its very nature means that it's not going to be a huge mass-market film. If only it was more like Resident Evil. Yeah, definitely the most innovative of the zombie films what I've ever done seen. It's got some absolutely incredible performances who do a really great job of storytelling without actually giving you pretty much any visuals towards it. Now, that makes it a strange film to talk about, because film is, as you may have noticed, a visual medium where you're expected to look at things and watch them happen, whereas it's almost an audio play, but it is...
Yes, exactly. I was going to say, it feels like it would work really well as a radio play.
Yes, but it is enhanced greatly by Stephen McHattie in particular's performance, who not only has a voice that I would kill to have, but has just such a wonderfully expressive face that he can really tell quite a story just by his reactions to what's the audio reports that are filtering into him. Yeah, it's just a remarkably effective film, given how very few tools it chooses to deploy. And it manages to build something quite incredible out of basically a chisel and of half a bucket of mortar. Yeah, really, really quite entertaining, really good. Yeah, obviously doesn't quite have the same mass market appeal as something like even 28 Days Later would, but it's an incredibly rewarding watch, and something if you haven't seen I would heartily recommend that you do.
This, you and I saw this together at a film festival some years ago, Scott, I believe. This, and I've had it on Blu-ray for ages and just never got around to watching it again. This was actually the film I was most looking forward to revisiting for this episode. And for perhaps the same reason, slightly trepidatious about it. I remember this being really good. I hope I don't think it's a stinker now. And I'm really, really pleased to find actually it's really, really, really interesting. Like you say, Steve McHattie's voice. What a radio voice that is. I'd love to have a voice that kind of so sonorous. And a fantastic voice. So, given quite a lot of the film is just listening to him be a DJ on the radio, it's good that his voice is so pleasant to listen to.
Yeah.
That would have been annoying otherwise. It's very lean film. It is quite restrained for a lot of it, and it's quite low key. And that just works so well. And the idea of just, I mean, you do see the zombies a bit later, but for the most part, the characters don't even know if this is actually happening.
Yeah.
They're getting second-hand reports. And they're thinking, oh, are we just being punked? And it's really, really effective. It's really interesting. It's not like pretty much anything else in the genre I've seen. Really well made again. Stephen McHattie's great. Support from his real life wife, as Sydney's great as well. And yeah, it's inventive in a genre that seems to have not had a lot of invention going on for a long time. The central conceit actually it's really possibly completely insane, but I don't really think it's any less sensible than the fact that some radiation from a comet's making people come to life and eat people. It's not any less stupid than that, so I have no problem with it. It does make me think quite a lot of Snow Crash, though, with the idea of a linguistic virus and the Falabalas just sort of talking nonsense and things. It made me think of that a lot, and generally quite happy to be reminded by anything of Snow Crash. Yeah, watch it. That's all I want to say. It's really interesting, quite different from the rest of it. Quite a bit of funny moments too, and also one of the strangest after credit sequences I've ever seen, because I've no idea what it was meant to be for. That was odd.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Pontypool, excellent film. Definitely worth checking out.
Absolutely.